Today I'm sitting here at Havenwood Heritage Heights in Concord, New Hampshire, with my friend and colleague, the Reverend Robert Wood. He is known for being the author of Christ and the Homosexual, a book he wrote in 1960, being the first gay man to use his own name as the author of the book, on the title of the book, rather than using a pseudonym or another name, because of the anxiety and fear, as you can imagine, in the 1960s of being a gay man. He was a gay man and a gay minister, and certainly a pioneer in the movement of human rights for all people, particularly those who are gay or lesbian, in his actions and his writing. So today, this is my friend Robert. They invited you to come to this conference. What would you like to say?
Well, I appreciate the invitation, and sorry I can't be there in person, but this is the next best thing to send a tape and let myself be expressed somewhat anyway. But you should have a great conference on All Saints Day and the various religions that will be represented there. They're pro or con on gay rights. So I appreciate being invited. Sorry I can't be there in person, but we hope that this can fill in some of the gaps anyway. And I wanted to mention the use of the term gay and non-gay rather than gay and straight. I think.
Is that what you used in the book in the beginning, gay and straight?
No.
No.
Well, it was.
You used homosexual and heterosexual?
No, I'm not sure whether I ever used the word straight. It came in, I think, after the book was published and became popular there. But straight is a derogatory term, but I prefer gay and non-gay. Gays are no more straight or crooked than anybody else. The opposite of straight is crooked, and homosexuals aren't any more crooked than heterosexuals. So I prefer to use the word gay and non-gay, and also I mentioned that after my book PFLAG became popular, which didn't exist when the book was written, and that PFLAG brings in some non-gay people, broadens the base, less more expression, and so I'm happy to add that gay and non-gay are now a new term, and PFLAG is a new term since I wrote the book there. So I'm sorry I can't be at the meeting, but and I would have a chance to see some old friends. Although I'm probably about the last of the original gay pioneers, but I appreciate the invitation. Wish you well. Have you in my prayers, and particularly on All Saints Day. But the two things I'd stress is to use the word gay and non-gay rather than straight, and give recognition to the contribution that PFLAG contributes to a better understanding.
Yes, PFLAG is a wonderful organization. You know, as you told me earlier, you don't have to be gay to be part of it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
It brings in the heterosexual people, and my one concern was that the PFLAG organizations that I know were very supportive in their own area, but I found that most of them know very little on early gay history.
That's true.
They're doing good work as a PFLAG member, but I question some of them, and some of them don't know the origin of the word gay and how that got used rather than homosexual. They don't know the early gay pioneers, most of whom I worked with at one time or another. Most of whom are no longer around. I'm one of the last of the original 1950, 1960, 1970 gay activists.
Yeah, and you definitely were. You were a pioneer, and that's a good way to describe yourself. You know, to be writing a book like this in 1960, and he was the minister of a pastor of a Congregational church, and the church supported him. And this is long before Stonewall, and there is a rich gay history that people we don't know. Often I reflect to a black history, or a woman's history, or a Native American history. We know the history of privilege, of white privilege. And so I hope people, it's going to be very difficult for you to get a copy of Bob's book, but it is online now.
Yeah.
And so you have access to it, and I think it's something that everyone should stop and look and read what he wrote. That was the beginning of sharing the understanding of Christ and in relationship to a gay person. And it holds a lot of history, a lot of thought, reflection, and scriptural reference that I think needs to be lifted up again. And I have to say that it's been a great privilege to have known Bob for many years now. He continues to be an advocate. He's a very gentle, respectful, loving, and kind man, with strong principles and a strong belief in his faith. So get the book, and I wish I was going with Bob too. We both could make it down there and see how you're all doing. So thanks again for the invitation, and
Well, likewise, I'm glad we can do it this way rather than not doing anything at all. We wish you well on All Saints Day. It's a perfect date for this and for the crowd that will be gathered in St. Louis.
Yes.
Some of whom I probably still know, but most of the early pioneers are no longer with us. I'm one of the last, the 1950s, 60s, 70s group of gay activists.
Well, thank you, Bob, for all that you've done for all the people since then, and giving them the example of being courageous and following their call, where they feel God calls them. And we're all God's people, aren't we?
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
thoughtful.
thank you.
God bless.
God bless. God bless you all, too.